me know. Unmuted. There we go. Can we hear you?
Hello.
Oh, hey, girl. So, guys, okay, so first off, this is Bria. Bria's going to be hosting our team call tonight. Absolutely incredible. One of my favorite coaches ever. We have a lot in common, and we've had a lot of video dates, and we got to hang out in New Orleans, and I'm really excited for her to speak to you guys tonight. Bria has a lot of fire within her, but I think she has a really cool story because I think sometimes we can get a little bit lost or a little bit like we need to find our way and what makes us special and what makes us stand out, and Homegirl is standing out on Instagram stories. So she's about to slay. Bria, that's all I've got to say, so I'm giving it to you, girlfriend.
Okay. I'm like super excited, a little shaky. I just messaged Emily and I was like, I'm so nervous, but I'm so excited to do this call. I was going to go full screen, guys, but I think because when we do the recording, it actually shares like this little bit with the video. So I don't want you guys to miss anything. So hopefully this works. Emily, not if it's all good. Okay, so I am talking about Insta Stories tonight and how to grow your business. So I'm going to give you guys a little background on me and why I'm hosting this call tonight and kind of what happened in my coaching business. As we all know, it can kind of be a bit of a roller coaster. I've seen the highs, I've seen the lows, and I feel like this is where I'm really excelling. And I actually messaged Emily and asked to do this call, which was a little out of the ordinary for me. And I was like, I don't know if she's going to say yes or not, but here we go. Okay, so who am I? Let's zoom this out a little bit. Okay, so I did include my Instagram handle there for you guys if you want to check that out while we're going through this, because I purposely made sure to kind of throw a lot of stuff up there today as examples because I can't really upload video into this. So whether you want to watch it before or you want to watch it after or you want to watch it every single day, that's up to you. Okay, so who am I? I've been coaching for about 2 years. You guys are probably like, what? I've literally never seen you before. You are just like invisible on the team page. Yeah, we're going to get into that. I got married in September. I also had a new job start up in August. And for probably 6 or 7 months, I was sitting at Success Club 0. I think I even went inactive at one point. So we're going to go through that really quick as kind of a background story, because I feel like some of you guys are either brand new or you're people just like me that maybe have lost their way, like Emily said. So let's get into that. I did have notes. However, I thought, you know what? We're just going to chit chat because I think you guys are all awesome and we're just here to hang out and learn. So 2 years of coaching, you'd think I would be a lot farther along than I am. I'm currently an Emerald coach and I just got back to that rank. So, which is kind of embarrassing. But for those of you guys that know, like Amy Silverman, she was, I believe, Emerald for about 2 years too. So sometimes I just keep that in the back of my mind that I'm like, it's just going up from here. So where I kind of lost my way. I was actually I worked full-time as a server. I worked at my dad's restaurant. I was making really good money as a server, not like coaching money, full-time money, but I was pulling in probably $3-4 grand a month. So for me, coaching was just like extra income, extra fun money, something that I really enjoyed doing because I hated serving. And I did have the intention of going full-time. Something happened in my workplace that really kind of turned me off, and I ended up quitting on the spot, which was not like me. And that was actually my dad's restaurant. So that was a bit of a hot topic in our family for a little bit. So I quit. I decided I gotta flip my phone over because it's very distracting. I decided I was going to coach full-time. So in July, this summer, I went full-time coaching and I flopped hard. I didn't hit Success Club at all. I'm someone that, like, if I'm not busy, I will find everything else in the entire world to do than the things that like coaching, like inviting, that scared the crap out of me. So I would get up and I would clean the house and I'd go and I'd take the bottles in and I'd go and do all my laundry and I'd do this and that and this and that. And I would put everything else off. I had a beautiful social media because I was constantly out taking pictures, but there was nothing building my business. And I got to 2 months in and my husband was very supportive and we actually were fine financially, but I got to a point where I was like, I'm not making any money and we're getting married in September. And this was like middle of August. So I'm like, I need some sort of income. And my girlfriend actually came up to me and basically told me that she was looking for a manager at her restaurant. And I was like, sure, that sounds great. I'm going to apply. I need to be busy again, because if I'm not busy, I have no sort of schedule and nothing gets done. That's just my personality. So I actually took the job. So I started in August I took the job in August. By September, we got married. It was freaking awesome. Best day ever. Anyway, that's not the point of this call, but I was newly married. I was a new manager at a restaurant that I'd never worked at before, and I hadn't served at before. I was the first person that they'd ever brought in as a manager that hadn't worked there previously. So I had a lot of learning to do. I was very, very busy. About 3 months in, the owner of the restaurant came in and was having lunch, and she scared the crap out of me. She's very intimidating. She's very successful, and she was sitting there having lunch, and I went over and was chatting with her, and she was like, "I want to have a meeting with you." I was like, heart pounding out of my chest. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Like very calm on the outside. And she sat me down and I was like, maybe this is just my 3-month review. I've been here about 3 months. And again, still nothing in my coaching business was growing because I was so busy and I was using that as an excuse. So she sits me down and she offers me the position of the general manager running the entire store in a different city. And I'm like, sure. Why not? Let's do that. Let's drive an hour to work every day, run a store that's not doing so hot right now, and then come home and try to also be newly married and run my coaching business. So I decided to do that. And it's funny because the second I got super busy, I got very nitty-gritty with my schedule and I started to find time pockets that I had never found before. So I'm now working anywhere from 10 to 12 to 14 hours a day, and yet I'm still growing this business. And that's really why I want to share with you guys all about Insta stories, because it's literally been the only way I've been inviting and it's working for me. And I'm not someone that I don't plan on taking this full time anytime soon, because right now, like I said, I just flopped really hard in the summer and I am actually enjoying my job in the restaurant. So this is something that I do part-time. But it was funny because I'm working in the restaurant. I'm working really, really hard to get this restaurant where it needs to be. And I got home one day and I was like in tears. I was like, why am I working so hard for somebody else? Why can't I do that for myself? Why can't I find an hour a day, 1 hour, whether it's all at once or 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there, to build my own legacy? Like, the lady that owns the restaurant is a boss, like she's awesome, but why can't I do that too? You know, I can work so damn hard for someone else. I should be able to do that for myself. That was the moment I decided that this was going to happen. And it's funny because there was that moment that I decided, you know what, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to do a little bit every single day, not once a week, not once a month, a little bit every single day. And then there was the moment my family took a trip to Tofino. For those of you that aren't from Canada or from Vancouver Island, Tofino is like a little surf town on the very, very edge of the West Coast. It's beautiful. We do it every Christmas. We rent the same cabin that has a hot tub. And I literally remember just like not wanting to get in my bathing suit. And it was crushing. And my family is a very tight family, so it's not that I felt like pressure from anyone else. I just literally was like, I have no desire to put that on. I had been working my ass off. I hadn't been working out. I wasn't being a product of the product, and I put a bunch of weight on. So that was another moment that I was around the same time that I got offered that position in the new store. And I was like, this is it. I'm going to give this one last shot. I'm going to just go all in with 80-Day Obsession when it launches, and I'm going to share my journey and I'm going to see what happens. So that's how I started sharing on Instagram stories every single day, and that's where I saw this launch in my business. So this is now around January. I decided to put a post out there basically stating, you know, I'm not where I want to be. I've taken steps backwards. I've put on a bunch of weight, but here we go. We're going all in. We're going to see what happens. So number one thing, fitness is your business. So just don't ever forget that you are a health and fitness coach. That doesn't mean you have to be perfect. I'm certainly not perfect, but you do have to lead by example and you have to share your journey. So the biggest thing that I found was that by sharing with people, hey, I'm going to take this journey every single day. I'm going to share with you what day I'm on, what workout I'm doing, where I'm struggling. I said, I'm going to share the good. I'm going to share the bad. You're going to be along this journey with me. Whether or not you decide to actually join with me, you can watch from the sidelines, and I'm going to share with you. So fitness is your business. Don't ever forget that. You're going to be a product of the product. And it doesn't mean you have to be in amazing shape. I still don't think I'm in amazing shape, but I'm in way better shape than day one. And that's all that matters. So keep that in mind. It doesn't matter what part of your fitness journey you're on. There's coaches in this business that are 400 pounds that are working their way, that are crushing it, right? There's people that are 120 pounds that are crushing it. It doesn't matter so long as every single day you show up and you make fitness your business. Number 2, every day is a sneak peek. So when I kind of got into Insta stories, I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this because I had never done I had done like 2 sneak peeks and they were terrible. And it really turned me off. I was like, no, this was really awkward. So I decided that every single day I was going to share things that I would have shared in a sneak peek. I was going to share about the program. I was going to share about my meals. I was going to share about Beachbody on Demand. I was going to share about Shakeology, about Energize. Every single thing that I use, I find 2 seconds to take a quick picture or a quick boomerang or a quick video, and I share that. It's super quick. It's not like Instagram, the actual feed where everything has to be perfect and polished. It's very raw. It's very behind the scenes. People want that. Guys, people are nosy. People want to see into your lives. Trust me. So stop trying to convince people that they need the solution. Show them. Be excited about your workouts. Tell them how awesome it was. Today was one of my favorite workouts, AAA. For those of you guys that are doing 80-day obsession, I swear to God, this is like my favorite week where we do all of the moves 3 times through. I shared that. Oh, hi. This lady is here. Oh my God, this is awkward. She's here to buy some wedding stuff. 1 second. I'm so sorry. Emily, take over.
I'm here. Okay, so as you guys go along, and you have questions, type them in. But I saw that somebody asked about like having a really busy schedule and still fitting the work in. And I actually talked to Bria when she was kind of going through this transition where she was trying to find little power pockets throughout her day. And we literally kind of talked through, like, I was like, okay, so I know that there's time throughout the day where you can mentally commit. Like Bria, I was just telling them how, you remember when you were asking me like where we could find the power pockets, and we discovered like during your Energize time, that 25 minutes before your workout, every day you drink Energize, what do you do in those 25 minutes? Like, do we watch TV? Do we just sit around? So we started turning that into like 25 minutes of inviting or 25 minutes of putting content together or whatever, and really finding those little tiny pockets throughout the day. So I know that that was our invite time, was the Energize party, but we had also picked out like other little pieces. And I think if you start looking throughout your day, what I would suggest doing, if you're looking for like, okay, I need to find my hour, don't expect it all to be in one solid chunk, like 11 to 12, because it might literally be a piece of time where you have 15 minutes in the morning, you have 20 minutes before lunch, and when you get home, you have another 30 minutes you can put towards your business. I would keep a time journal and literally write down like everything you do throughout the day for 2 or 3 days and find like, oh shit, I do have 20 minutes here and there. Like maybe I do actually have an hour to put towards my business. Okay, I have way too much time. Corinne, we can talk about that because I definitely am that girl too. Okay, Bria, back to you.
It's so true though. Like I started finding 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there. Like when I get to work and I have 3 minutes before I have to go inside, I use that time either, and I'm talking on my Insta stories or I'm posting something. Like I think when you schedule an hour and that maybe your day doesn't work out so well, you then go into panic mode or you skip it altogether. So I decided that throughout the day, I'm going to work my business and it's not all going to be at once, and that's okay. So every day is a sneak peek. And here's the thing, guys, you live a health and fitness lifestyle. Like if you're, whether it's perfect or not, what am I trying to say? You're not the norm. You know, we live, especially in the USA, like obesity is climbing every single day. It's crazy. And our job is to show people that health and fitness, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to, eat just lettuce and chicken and brown rice, right? Like health and fitness can be fun. It can be yummy. You can make it work for your lifestyle. So take these little teeny things that you do every day that you may not think are a big deal and share them. Okay. Your ideal customer is just like you. So I think for a long time, I was like, I don't know who my ideal customer is. I don't know who my niche is. Oh my God, what am I going to do? And then I realized like the people that were signing up with me, I started to really think, who are they? Why are they signing up with me? Sometimes I actually asked them, like once they were a few weeks in, like, hey, I'm just curious. Why did you sign up with me? Why did you reach out? I'm just trying to figure out how to better reach people. And I got a lot of responses, but the biggest thing was that I was real and I was just like them. I was sharing the things that they struggled with and overcoming them. So you're not sure what your niche is, look in the mirror. My niche are very busy people. They're ex-athletes. They're people that are just like me that struggle with nutrition, that have no problem getting a workout in, but they don't have time to go to the gym. And they are very curious about at-home workouts. I was someone that had never, ever done a Beachbody workout before joining as a coach. I didn't believe they worked. I was someone that watched the infomercials and was like, okay, they're not very hard, whatever. And then when I tried them, I was like sweating buckets and I was like, well, shit, I guess they do work. So be proof that the product works, right? Show people exactly what you are nervous about. Prove to them that there's nothing to be nervous about. Okay. Also, going back to this, your ideal customer is just like you. Guys, there was so many times that I was like trying to make my brand something that I just wasn't. You can actually scroll through my Instagram, the actual feed, and see the moment that I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to make it look how I want it to look. I don't care if other people don't like it. That's the thing. Not everyone has to like it, guys, but your people, you need to find what you're attracted to. When you're scrolling the explore feed on Instagram, what catches your eye? What is it about that makes you want to click on that, right? Start doing that. That's what interests you. That's what's going to interest your people. Okay. If you're doing the vitals, you already have a ton to share. So I kind of already touched on this, but the vital behaviors, guys, literally share that. And then if you ever reach out to someone about coaching, you can literally say like, hey, you see me do this every single day. It's not a ton of time. It's not a ton of effort, but it's little things every single day. So if you're already working on your health and fitness, you're already reading personal development, you're already using the products, you're already making health and fitness fit your busy lifestyle, then you have everything that you need to share on social media to grow your business. I'm not sharing anything out of the ordinary, guys. I don't have a very exciting life. I get up, I drink my pre-workout, I work out, I get ready, I drive to work and listen to my personal development, I work, I come home, I go to sleep and repeat. That's literally my life. So I share that every single day, and don't be afraid of routine. People like routine. People like to see, hey, she's just like me. Her life is pretty ordinary, but she's making this work for her, right? I mean, obviously I like watching people like Angie or Melanie Mitro who are like going off on vacations and doing that kind of stuff. But right now in my life, this is what's happening. I can guarantee a lot of people around the same age as me are doing the exact same thing, and that's okay. All right. You're not perfect, and that's your biggest asset. So I think sometimes we tend to think, well, and especially with Instagram, like the actual feed, you do want it to be pretty, you want it to be appealing, you want it to be eye-catching, but we are so into like seeing behind the scenes of other people's lives. Like I love the fact that Instagram stories came out because I'm like, sweet, I get to like be nosy and see what everyone's doing every day. It's like my favorite thing. I'll scroll for like 5 minutes and then I'm on Insta stories and I'm just like, this is so much fun. What's this person doing? What's this person doing? Are they working out today? Like that's your time to shine. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can be sweaty. You can have no makeup on. If you're looking through mine today, I almost never have makeup on because at the time I get to work, by the time I start getting ready for work, that's like, I don't have a lot of time to film. So you see me a lot, super sweaty. That's me proving to people that at-home workouts work because I was someone that was skeptical of that. So I like to show that. A lot of coaches don't. They don't like to put up their sweaty selfies. That's totally fine. They have a more polished look. That's their thing. For example, like I love Bonnie Engel, but her Insta stories to me are boring and they're too polished. And I'm like, you cannot look that good all the time. You just can't. I'm sorry. But that's not my niche. Maybe that's her people. Maybe her people have the lashes on all the time. Like I think she's amazing, but I'm like, that's just not me. And she talks too much on her. Anyway, sorry. I digress. So what to share? So I hope you have a pen and paper on you because we're going to go through these kind of in detail. We're going to stick on this slide for a little bit. And I tried to kind of share a lot of these things on my stories today if you are interested, and I'll have some more up later as well. So your morning routine. So a lot of people, like when you start getting into personal development, you start to develop more of a morning routine. You start to realize that the way you set up your morning is going to set the vibe for the rest of the day. So I used to be the person that would get up like 20 minutes before she had to leave and just kind of like rush and panic and be a blur all day long. So now I get up early. If I work at 9 a.m., that means I have to leave at 8 a.m. because I have an hour drive to work. So I don't work out in the morning, but I will plan on working out later, and I'll share kind of like my typical morning. There's days where I know I'm going to have a long day at work. I may not get home till really late. And I think the other day I recorded just on a time lapse, me getting ready, and I shared that. And like, that was something really small, but a lot of people liked that. And they were like, oh, how did you curl your hair like that? Or how did you do this? So it's very little things, right? I often take 2 seconds to record me pouring my coffee. I believe I was coffee in a past life. Like I love coffee so much. So people know that almost every day they're going to see me drinking coffee from my favorite mug. I have 10,000 mugs and I tend to show my favorite ones all the time, right? This morning, my husband and I had coffee. We have today off. We both have today off, which like almost never happens. So we had morning coffee together and I shared that, right? Like it's little things, guys. People, like I said, people are nosy. Always remember that. They want to see everything. Beachbody on demand. So a lot of times before Insta stories, I got asked, what is that? And I'd be like, well, it's the Netflix of fitness. And like, I still say that, but now people can see. I will actually scroll through and I'll record me like saying what day of my workout it is, scrolling down, picking the workout and showing them that, because I don't think people understand when you just say it's the Netflix of fitness. They're kind of like, all right, sure. Showing them what it looks like and what all is on there without being salesy. You're not saying like, here, buy this. You're saying, here's what I'm using. I freaking love it. You should probably use it too one day. Favorite move of the day. So every single day you should be working out. And if you're working out, you have 2 seconds to prop up your phone. I literally do this: water bottle, phone, hit record. Nothing fancy. That's all I do. And I record a move. That's it. And sometimes I'll record multiple moves. And I typically take 2 seconds to edit afterwards, and we'll go through that as well. But it's super simple, guys. If you're doing what you should be doing as a health and fitness coach, again, you have it to share. Just sharing your favorite move of the day. The one thing I will say about this is don't share the entire workout. Like, don't give them everything. Give them a move or two, or on cardio flow, not cardio flow, is that the one where you do like 8 rounds of it and it's killing me right now? Okay, cardio flow. I will put it on time lapse and I'll record like an entire round of it and share that. I wouldn't record the last round because I'm dying and my form is terrible, but I will record like the first full round of it. So it's super simple. And I'll show you guys or walk you through how I edit that later with my favorite apps. Equipment. So you guys know you're working out at home. You pretty much need bands and a couple sets of weights. I use my power blocks. Theo got me a new set of heavier power blocks for my birthday. But I share that. I'll share like the aftermath of my workout for leg day when there's like 10,000 weights laying everywhere. Just sharing that it doesn't take a whole lot to get a really awesome workout on at home. I think when I started thinking about at-home workouts, I was like, well, like I don't have a squat rack at home. Like I was someone that loved the gym. And it wasn't until I started doing at-home workouts that I realized you really don't need a ton of equipment to get a really awesome sweat on. How easy and effective your workouts are. So when 80 Day Obsession launched, I was like, an hour long workout. I do not have time for that. So I was always doing 30-minute workouts. But I share like at the end of it, I'm like, that was so awesome. It went by so quickly. I absolutely loved that. And I'll share like, that was only 30 minutes today, or, oh my God, that was an hour. It went by so quickly. Like genuinely sharing what you love about the program and even just specifically that day, what you loved about it. Okay. And effectiveness, obviously, if I'm sitting there like drenched in sweat, that's showing effectiveness right there. Shakeology and the performance line. So maybe you don't use both, but you should be using one or the other, right? I'm using both right now. I can't go a day without my Energize. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. I used to use different pre-workouts and they made me very jittery. And when I tried Energize for the first time, I was like, this is amazing. Never going a day without this. I actually bought the little Shakeology container thing. It was like $20 and it's almost always in the background of one of my videos of me making my shakes. So I don't say this is Shakeology, this is what I'm using, but I do have it there very subtly in the back. And I have pretty much a video of me making my Shakeology every single day, or a picture of me like cheersing with the camera, my shake. And I call it my chocolate milkshake because that's what it tastes like. But I'll say like, tastes like a chocolate milkshake, but has the nutrients of 7 salads, or I can't remember what I say every day. I say something a little bit different, but it's repetition, right? They're seeing that I am drinking that every single day. So one day when they are ready to get set up, they're not questioning Shakeology. They're not questioning the performance line. They know I use it every single day, so they want to use it too. Okay, next one. How you make health and fitness fit into your busy life. So again, you find time pockets, right? Share that. Tell people how you make it fit into your life. Oh my God, I got up 20 minutes earlier today, but I was able to get my workout in before work. There was one day, I don't know if I was just lazy throughout the day or what I did. I think I got home after work and fell asleep, and I woke up at like 11 o'clock at night. I shared, I don't have to drive to a gym, guys. I don't have to skip my workout because my gym is right here. The gym never closes when you're at home, right? That's what I shared. Also, that was like the best nap ever. was awesome. I'm just reliving that moment. I was like dead to the world. Your everyday life. So sometimes I share things that are not related to health and fitness. Guess what, guys? Your life is not just health and fitness. I think we get into coaching and we start to think like everything that we post has to be health and fitness related. It doesn't. You can share other things that you're interested in too, because guess what? That's how people are going to relate to you. I love hair. I love makeup. I love doing my hair. I love sharing little tips like that. I have a husband. I share that. I share little things in my life that make me who I am. And I think that's really important. And that's how people are going to relate to you. So don't forget about that. Maybe sit down and think of, 5 or 6 things that are really what makes you you, right? And share that on it, maybe on a daily basis, maybe every other day, however often you feel. But like, if you've got animals, share that. Emily, every time I see your dog, I'm like, really? Like, right? Like, it's the little things that you start to fall in love with those people. Okay. Announcements of openings into your accountability group. So in order to have a successful business, people need to know that you are open for business, right? So if you're posting every single day and you're talking about your health and fitness and you're talking about your workouts, that's great. But if people don't know that they can join you, guess what? They're never going to join you, right? They need to know that you're open for business. And I do this about 2 times a month, and I have a set date that people are cut off by. So I make a pretty little image on Canva. We're going to talk about this too. Canva on my phone actually has like a Instagram stories layout. So I make a pretty little thing on there. It takes 2 seconds. I post that up there. I show 5 spots and I say, I'm opening up my next round. I give people usually a week or 2 to sign up to get ready. When someone signs up, I put their first name in there. I don't put their whole name. I like to keep things, I like to keep their names private, but I'll put their first name in there, and then I'll put in the empty numbers, I'll put your name here, or why wait, or what are you waiting for, or if you want more information, let me know. Or I'll put up a poll and I'll say what's holding you back, or can I send you information? We're gonna go over this too, but I keep it really simple. And I just let people know, hey, I'm open for business. Here's how many spots I have. If you want one, message me. Personal development. So again, if you're doing what you should be doing as a coach every single day, you should have some personal development to share. I have finally gotten back into reading actual books because I have started to realize that I end up watching a lot of Netflix. So I have bought actual books, and I now like to actually sit down and read them for 20 minutes in the morning or for 20 minutes before I go to bed. I also always listen to audiobooks in my car or podcasts or whatever in my car. And I have an hour-long drive to work, so I'm almost always doing at least 2 hours of personal development a day, which I find is helping immensely. I can't even say it was something that before I really decided to go all in with this, it was something that was kind of like, man, I'll do it or I won't. It doesn't really matter. But I will tell you right now, it does. And it'll help you get your mindset where it needs to be in order to consistently do this every single day to not only inspire yourself, but to inspire the people that follow you, right? A lot of the stuff I post in my captions are often things I've read in personal development that day. So don't think that it's something stupid that it's self-help. It's helping you grow as a person, and it's helping you get your mind where it needs to be, because we live in a very negative world and most people have very negative mindsets. And so in order to get over that, we need to make sure that we are being our best selves. So personal development, super important. I will almost always share either a picture of the book that I'm reading or, a picture of the screen in my car showing what personal development I'm listening to that day, showing that, yeah, I'm in my car, but I always am learning, right? You don't have to be sitting down reading a book. This is time that I use to help myself grow. Okay. If you guys are looking for good personal development, I know you guys, Emily's always posting in the team page about what she's reading, or I know you have lists in there, so go check it out. I just finished Girl Wash Your Face. Blew my freaking mind. I read 100 pages in one night. It was awesome. Okay, healthy meals and meal prep. I'm really bad for this one because my meals are always the same, but when I do prep things up, I show people, because I keep my meals stupid simple. I'm the type of girl that's if I can't put it together in 10 minutes, I'm probably not going to eat it. So I meal prep, I put everything away, and then throughout the week, it's super easy for me to just throw in a pan, get it started, take a shower, come back, and it's ready to go, right? That's my life. I just keep it very simple. But one of my girls, Melanie, she loves cooking, and she shares all of her recipes and everything that she's cooking for that week, and it's awesome. So whatever your groove is for that, share something. Show people that healthy eating doesn't have to be boring. An inside look into your accountability group. So oftentimes if I get people sending me progress pictures, or if I have people posting in there things that are really freaking awesome, I'll screenshot it and I'll put it up on my Insta stories and I'll just block out their names, right? And that's just proof that I actually have clients and they're actually getting results. Because I'm sorry, if you're watching someone's story and you never ever see actual client proof, you're going to be like, does this girl even ever work with anyone? Am I going to be the first one to sign up? Like, that's what I would think. So that's probably what my people are thinking. I would be someone that's like, I've never seen this girl ever help anyone, so I'm not going to be the first one to reach out. So be proof that there is actually progress happening. And if you're a new coach and you don't have your own group yet, guys, we have the Transformation Center, or I can't remember what it's called, Emily, but there's an entire page dedicated to transformations of coaches that you can use. They're there for you to use. So take advantage of that. Share those transformations. I love posting things about my clients that are like just little tidbits of their day, non-scale victories, things that they're starting to see, changes they're starting to feel, because that's proof that the product is working and that I'm helping them do that. Okay, so don't be afraid to share that. I tend to only share a few of those because I don't want people to get bored and start skipping through them. How awesome it is to work out at home. So I've kind of already touched on this, but talk about it. Like if it's super early in the morning, be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I don't have to drive all the way to the gym right now. Or talk about it at night or anytime during the day. I am so sweaty right now, and I am so glad that there's no one here watching me work out because I am a hot mess, right? Like little things like that. I don't like when people watch me work out, so it's great that I work out here, which is ironic that like people are watching me on my Insta stories, but I don't care about that. Anyway, your post, new posts on your actual feed. So if I put up a new picture, I will often put it up in my Insta stories. It'll expand it so you only see part of the picture. But I think that's kind of part of the beauty, because then they have to go to the page to see the whole picture. And I'll actually like use the drawing things, and I'll put like new post, and I'll have it pop out and stand out. And I'll maybe put like a little tidbit of what that post is all about, so that people are interested and they do want to actually go to my page and see what it's all about. Or I'll be like, leave a comment if you agree, or something like that to get them engaged. What day of your program you're on. And that is in caps, because every single day I post, like today, I put day 63 out of 80, AAA, and I just let people know where I'm at, because I think that adds a whole nother level of accountability. And I think it really brings them along your journey with you, right? I think it's cool to see someone go through an entire program. I do that when I watch other people's. I'm like, what day are you on? Like, I'm so intrigued, right? So just like bringing people along this journey with you and showing them what it's all about. Oh man, my throat. Okay. How do I share? Okay, so now you're like, sweet, I'm super ready to do this. How do I do it? So I posted some of the most awesome apps that I use almost every single day. So like I mentioned, Canva. Canva is basically, that's how I created this slideshow. But there is one for your app, for your phone. And that's how I create my little Insta story, cute little professional looking pictures. Because yes, you can just have like a white background or whatever and do it on Insta stories, but I think it looks so much better when you actually use Canva to create like a little image. Plus then I think you can make one for like your actual group and have it really sync up, which I think is nice. Pick Joiner. Oh yeah, sorry. That's for like your actual feed. That's one where you can put like 2 pictures side by side or 3 pictures side by side. So sometimes I'll do that for Insta stories too if I'm showing transformations. Facetune. So again, this one's more so for your feed, but touching up your pictures, because your Insta feed should actually look really pretty. Your behind the scenes and your Insta stories doesn't matter so much. So Facetune, Visco, and Afterlight are all ones that I use for my actual feed. I know Emily uses the same things because that's how I got told about those ones. Some apps are not free, guys. I do suggest investing in them. It is a business. If you're not investing in yourself, what are you doing, right? It's a couple dollars. You would have no problem getting a Starbucks coffee, but you won't pay for like a $2 app. So you got to figure that out. Splice. So that's what I use for my videos, for my Insta stories. It's very, very easy to use. You upload the video. It takes a few seconds, and then I go in there. I literally take out the sound. I speed up the video, and then I just crop out the time that I'm like getting ready to do the workout. So it starts the second that I'm actually starting that move, because I find I don't really want people watching me get ready to move workout. And I think it's boring. So I like to crop that part out and just have the actual move. And I speed it up a little bit so that it's just like they can see a bit more of it. Rona and WordSwag are both ones that are just to like add words onto pretty pictures. So if you're doing something in your Insta stories that maybe you want to have a beautiful quote or something that's actually just made by you, you can use those ones. Using variety. So something that really bothers me in people's stories, and I know it would bother my people because it bothers me, is when there's just like a picture and a picture and a picture and a picture and a picture, or a boomerang and a boomerang and a boomerang and a boomerang, right? Like use variety, keep it interesting, keep people guessing what they're gonna see next. Okay, so boomerangs are a ton of fun. I use them every single day, but don't overuse them, right? Don't use like 1,000 in a row. It gets really boring. Pictures, obviously, videos. Polls are really important, and I would say they're one of the biggest things I like to utilize to actually start building relationships with people. So whether it's about health and fitness, or whether it's about literally anything, you can use a poll to ask people anything. I one day asked people, are you a night owl or are you like a morning person? And after that, you can like if you're actually in your Insta stories, you push it up and you can see everyone that's watching your stories, everyone that's voted on your polls. The people that voted night owl, I messaged them and I said like, oh, you're my type of person. I'm totally a night owl too. And you just start to build those relationships without any intention of getting them to get signed up, right? You're just building a friendship. You're getting them used to interacting with you, right? That's what it's all about. Hashtags in your Insta stories. So I think sometimes we forget about this, but if you hashtag in your Insta stories, that actually pops up in the hashtag video for that hashtag. Did that make any sense? So if you were to go to that hashtag, you would see it there. So now people can see your stories too, and they're going to be like, oh, this is interesting. Who's this chick? I'm going to go check her out. Pre-recorded videos are great. Like I said, I use Splice, so I'll record a video while I'm working out. I'll use Splice to edit it, and then I upload it from there, because I used to just like press play and run away from the video and do my workout, but I think that looks really awkward, so I stopped doing that. Time-lapse videos, like I said, are really fun too. So if you're doing a yoga flow day, or you're doing your stretch and release day, or your foam roll day, or you want to show like a big chunk of your workout, but you don't want them to kind of see like how many reps and exactly what you're doing, time-lapse is really fun. Sometimes I find it goes really, really fast, so I will again upload it into Splice and actually slow it down a little bit, but that's up to you. So just using variety, because otherwise, honestly, if you were to watch your stories and you would get bored and swipe through, you might need some more variety there. So let's talk about time pockets. I know we've already talked about this a little bit already, but these are kind of time pockets that I was thinking, like, when am I working my business? And it's kind of all the time. So waiting for my pre-workout to kick in. Today, when I waited for my pre-workout to kick in, I was still finishing up these slides. Before getting out of my car at work, I will literally post like, going into work, have a good day, or post a video of me, cheersing with my Shakeology at work, or whatever it is. Maybe I'm announcing a new opening and I have 2 minutes to talk about it. That's totally enough time. While I pour my coffee, I'm taking a video of it. That's something I can post up there, because people know I love coffee. While I'm scrolling bod, like I talked about this already, scrolling it and showing them, oh my God, I'm so excited for this workout today. And now they're actually seeing what they would be getting set up with, right? During and post-workout, so obviously by during, I mean your workout moves. Post-workout, I almost always talk to my people when I'm super sweaty and I can show them, hey, this is a really great workout. You don't get this sweat just by sitting there, right? On my way to work, I almost always show my personal development or my podcast, or I'll show a picture of like my Shakeology next to my coffee in my car, showing that I always have it with me. In the washroom at work, right? Bring your phone with you. Do what you gotta do. You gotta make it work. Red lights. So don't tell anyone, but I will often post things while I'm sitting at a red light. So don't tell anyone, that's our little secret, but I gotta use the time I have, right? So finding your time pockets. Your day may look totally different than mine. That's fine, but I can guarantee you have an hour in that day somewhere. Or maybe you just need to watch one last episode of Gilmore Girls, or one last episode of Riverdale, or work while you're doing that, right? I personally get really distracted and I can't do that. But I have found I watch, one episode less and I'm 10 times more productive, and I'm way more proud of myself if I do that than if I'm sitting there watching another episode. All right. Routine is key. So I think sometimes we think, oh my God, my life is so boring. What am I going to share? Guys, when I'm watching people's stories, like for example, Danielle Natoni, Fit and Funky, right? I know every single day I'm going to see Chuma. I'm going to see her cat. I'm going to see her workout board and what her message of the day is. I'm going to see her workout move of the day. I like that. I like routine. That's how my day is. I share my routine every single day. People tend to enjoy it. I have hundreds of people that watch every single day, so clearly they're liking it. And just knowing, like, people every single day when they watch mine, they're going to see my pre-workout. They're going to see me either stirring it or sipping it or scooping it, whatever it is. They're going to see a move of the day. And I have a lot of people message me that say, wow, I really liked that move today. I actually used it in my own workout, right? You're giving them something of value when you do that. They're going to see my chocolate milkshake. So I haven't had my shake yet today, but at some point I will take a video of it, a boomerang maybe of it blending, or me pouring it, or me sipping on it, whatever it is. I change that up every day, but they're going to see it every day. And then my personal development. So whether it's a picture of my book or a screenshot of the audiobook or podcast or whatever it is, you're sharing that. Again, you're adding value. You're saying, I loved this. You're going to love it too. Maybe they go and they buy that book. And now you have some credibility to your name. They really enjoyed it too, right? That's building a friendship without even knowing it. So really important. But don't be afraid of routine, because people love routine. Beating objections every single day. So I don't know if you guys listened to the wake up call this Monday. This is Monday, so today. I just listened to it while I was getting ready for this call because I didn't get the chance this morning. We actually decided to sleep in. It was awesome. But she talked about this, and it's funny because a lot of the stuff she talked about, I was going to talk about. So I'm hoping that you guys have already watched the video, because you should be watching the National Wake Up Call. There's amazing people on there every single week, and if you're not listening to it, you're missing out. So beating objections every single day in your stories, proving to people that they're what's the word I'm looking for? I'm totally blanking. But their reasons why not to do something are really reasons. Anyway, I don't have time. So again, talking about that. Oh my God, this only took me 30 minutes. Oh, this went by so fast. I got up 20 minutes earlier. Whatever it is you need to say. I get a lot of people that message me and they say, I wish I had your motivation. And I let them know, I don't have motivation some days, girlfriend, but like, I know that my girls are counting on me in the virtual fitness studio. Have you ever considered becoming a coach to add that accountability to your own life? Right? Super simple. It's too expensive. Guys, people see me every single day using my Energize, using my Shakeology, using Beachbody On Demand. I hardly ever get or it's too expensive objections anymore, because I truly believe that it should cost more, because $186 Canadian or $160 American is nothing. I've actually started not even telling people about that option and getting them set up with the bands and the sliders, which is $210 Canadian, because I think it's the best value out there. And to literally be given every single thing that they need for that amount of money is amazing. Right? But that wasn't something I would have done a long time ago. I wouldn't have told them that. I was scared to tell people the price. I was like, I would hold off and be like, I don't know. But now I send it and I put like the heart eye emoji beside it, because I'm like, it's only $186. That's insane, right? Meal prep isn't for me. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't like to eat my meals out of a Tupperware. Yeah, okay, sure. But I don't do that either. I prep my food and I heat it. I use a skillet and I actually make it. But at least my food's ready to go and I don't have a reason to reach for something unnecessarily or not healthy or not part of my meal plan. At-home workouts don't work. I crush that one just by showing my moves every day. I crush that one by just showing how sweaty I am every day. Super simple. Do I really need blank? Do I really need the sliders? Do I really need the bands? Do I really need Energize? Yeah, you do. It's going to get you the best results possible. And I use it every single day, and they have no reason to object or to tell me that I don't, because they see it every single day. I can't work out at home. I just don't have the motivation. Girlfriend, I don't either. That's why the accountability group is there. I have a ton of people that are posting every single day. Oh my God, I got my workout done. I feel so good. That motivates me. I'm not motivated every single day. Sometimes, yeah, leaving your house may motivate you, but once you make it a routine, it's going to be a lot easier. So those shakes don't really work. Guys, I never get sick. Like, never. I share that with people. I drink my shake every single day and I almost never get sick. I can swear that it's because of my shakes. I can almost guarantee it's because I'm working out every day. I'm drinking enough water and I'm drinking my Shakeology. So I prove that to people. And I talk about that. I'm like, wow, I never get sick. This is crazy. Everyone's got the flu right now and I don't. So, hello. Right? So again, Chelsea Pearson talked about this in the wake up call. So if you haven't listened to that, do it. It's amazing. She talks about this too, and about the fact that like a big part of overcoming objections is, one, facing them, talking to more people, becoming more comfortable with the fact that most people's objections are just, you know, their own insecurities about something. They're afraid to do something, and it's just a reason to dig deeper and find out what that reason is, right? So figuring out why they're afraid to spend the money. Talk about the 30-day guarantee. Anyway, I'm not going to get into this because it is in that call, and I think you guys should really watch it. But beat every single objection that you find, write it down, and beat it in your Insta story. Prove that it's not really an objection. Okay, so now you're doing all this and you're like, okay, awesome. I've posted all my stuff up. How do I get people to actually watch my stories? And this one is something that it took me a few weeks to realize, like, it was the same people watching my stories all the time. And I thought, like, how can I get more people to actually watch my stories? And here's how I did it. So I started going through, and this is, again, something that you should be doing every single day. I added more friends on Facebook. And from there, once I was friends with them on Facebook, I would follow them on my Instagram. When you follow someone or someone follows you, do you not go to their page and check them out? Are you not like, who is this person? So follow them, and they're going to be like, oh, I'm friends with this chick on Facebook. Yeah, awesome. Like, oh, she's into health and fitness. Oh, cool. Let's watch her stories. Super simple, right? From there, you see who's watching your stories every day. Swipe up. Check it out. Go to their page. Interact. Like. Comment. Send them a message. Find something that you have in common with them and share that with them. Talk to them, right? Like, your goal in this is to make friends, because at the end of the day, if people like and trust you, when they're ready, they're going to sign up with you. One thing I just added to my bio on my Instagram is literally a little caption that says, like, I'll meet you in my Insta stories, with like the little finger that's going like up. Watch my Insta stories. I personally, I don't know if that's helping a whole lot. It's pretty new to me, but it's kind of cool to be like, reminder, go meet me up here where I'm actually talking to you. Keep it interesting. Oh, we already talked about this. So lots of variety. Okay, great. So you're doing all this. Now you've got people watching your stories. Now what? So again, get interactive, swipe up, see who's watching your stories every day. And typically I don't look at the first story, because I typically look through and see who's actually watched like a few of them without skipping. So obviously you're going to have a lot more people watching your first story, because whoever was in the story before you, it'll just switch to the next person. So I will go about like halfway through, and I'll scroll and be like, okay, who's watching my stories today? Who's been watching for a while and has never interacted with me or never reached out to me? And I'll reach out to them. Polls, again, using these as a very, very easy way to reach out with people and be like, oh, you're totally the same as me in this aspect, right? Or I had people vote about hair. Like, I was like, A or B, and I had like a blonde picture and a pink haired picture, and I had people vote about it. And then I would message them and we'd chat about it and we'd have like a conversation. Just making sure you're reaching out with no intentions. Sometimes I'll post and I will literally say, like, I'm opening up spots in my boot camp. Do you want more information? And I always keep it very positive on both sides. I'm never like yes or no. It's like, yeah, girl, send me more information. And it's like, I'm not sure, with like the little monkey going like, I don't know, like, don't talk to me. And I'll message both sides of those people, and I'll be like, oh, what's holding you back? Like, I would love to help you with your health and fitness goals, but I'm not sure why you're scared to reach out to me. So anyway, very easy ways using polls. I use a poll like once a day. I think it's a super easy way to connect with people. Sharing success stories from your clients or other coaches. We've already touched on that. Sharing your story. So something I can't remember who I saw that did this, but I was like, that's a really good idea. And I haven't done it yet. I think it was Nat. Was it? I can't remember. But she talked about her story, and then she featured it on her Instagram bio. So the little bubbles that pop up on your actual Instagram page, she featured like her story. And so that every time someone goes to her page, they can read or listen to that and be like, oh, I know a little bit more about this person now and their story. And I was like, that's really cool. So I'm going to do that. I haven't done that yet, but I think it's a really great idea to talk about your story, or even just on like a little daily basis, be like, oh man, I just finished that workout and there is no way I could have done that move like 2 months ago. I'm getting so much stronger and I never thought I could. You know, oh man, this at-home workout is kicking my ass and I never thought I'd be able to get such a good sweat on, because I'm in, you know, as an ex-athlete, I always worked out in the gym. right? Sharing little tidbits of your story every day, because obviously, yes, we post on our Instagram pages all the time, but not people don't always read those anymore, right? So sharing little teeny tidbits of things that people can relate to. And again, announcing openings for your new clients, right? So letting people know you're open for business. So top tips, again, that we've mostly already talked about, just a little recap. Not talking for more than like 5 or 6 slides in a row. I think people get really bored. However, if I do have a lot to talk about, or I am giving information about a new boot camp, I will actually, which I did today, I talked about coaching because of this call. So you can go and actually watch that. I always put a little bit of information of what I'm talking about, just to get people intrigued, to turn the volume on and to keep listening. But typically I always have at least 5 slides up there in my Insta stories, and I never have more than like, when they get really, 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 really tiny. I hate that. If I see that, I'm like, nope, not my jam. I'm not sitting here through that whole thing. So keeping it, really finding out what your niche is. If you're someone that loves long stories, then sure, maybe that's your people too. But I'm just like, I do not have time for this. Swipe through. Adding a caption if you're talking, like I just said, lots of variety. Bringing your viewers along the journey and sharing what you're doing on a daily basis versus how many days you've been on the program. So I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I think it's a really big part of why people are interested in my story, is because they feel like they're part of my journey. They know I'm on day 63. They know I'm doing AAA today. They've seen it. They know I'm on week 11, or week 11 already? Holy. And they feel like they're a part of that, right? So I've had a lot of people that, I think in my first 20 days, when I first really committed, the first time I said like, hey, I've got openings, I had like within the hour 5 spots filled, because so many people were like, wow, I've been watching your progress over the last 20 days and it's been really awesome. And I'm super excited for you that you've started this journey, and I want to join you. Tell me how I do that, right? Like, being a product of the product, guys, that's what it comes down to. Like I said, always have a few stories posted. Have something up there every single day. That's the key. Don't be scared of routine. We've already talked about that. Consistency is key. So the biggest thing, guys, is that you show up every single day. If I'm not going to show up, if I need a social media break, I will post on there and I will say, hey guys, taking a social media break. It's usually on Sundays if I have a rest day. I'll be back tomorrow. But I let people know. I think showing up every single day, whether you're perfect or not, is the biggest thing that you can do, because you're proving to people that as a coach, you're going to be there every single day to help them along the way. If you disappear, guess what? Any sort of momentum you had is going to disappear with it. Trust me, I've been there. Emily, I don't know. I know there's 98 comments there. I haven't been able to read them. But if there's any questions.
I got you, girl. So first off, before we even get into the questions, I have to just say, like, you totally slayed this call. I took so many notes, and I hope you guys did. I hope you guys come to these calls with, like, pen and paper and, like, really take this information to heart. We have, bullet points of perfectly what to share in a day on your Instagram story. And you guys should go creep Bria. I know she put her handle up. Bria, do you want to put it back on your first page so they can find your handle again in case they didn't get it in the beginning? So you guys should go creep her, because she's extremely, extremely phenomenal at very consistently sharing her journey on IG Stories. And if you guys don't know, IG Stories is the fastest growing platform right now, stories specifically. I, just like Bria, I watch stories. I watch stories way more than I browse the feed. Now, that doesn't mean, like, don't ever post on the feed, because you still need to, but, like, it's so fun and so personal, and showing up every day is so powerful. Okay, so here's a question. And we had a couple questions, but we're going to start with this one since it's the first one I can see, Bria. It is that I'm a brand new coach trying to get that first client. They keep saying you've never coached before. I know I'll be able to help them, but have no success stories from clients. How do I get started?
I think as a new coach, honestly, letting them know that it's not going to be just you helping them. There's an entire tribe of us out there. Sharing a picture of this from earlier with all of us being like, this is my coaching community. This is who's going to be there for you. I'm going to plug you in there. We're going to be in the trenches together, right? Proving to them that it's not just you. It is a community. And yeah, you might be their first client. Ask for a testimonial. Be like, yeah, I know you're my first client. I would love to see what kind of progress we can make together in 30 days. And if not, your money back, girl.
Amen. And we all start at ground zero. Like everybody starts at the same place. I know for me, the way I kind of approached it, first off, my very first group was pretty warm market. I had a tiny warm market. Like after that first group, I was out of my warm market with those 6 or 7 people. That was it. But I literally told them like, dudes, like I'm getting ready to run my very first group. I just started fitness coaching. I'd love to have you there. Like that, I kind of was very upfront about it being my first group. And then I was totally cool and like embracing that. Okay, let me scroll through a little bit more. I feel like honestly, as people were asking questions, you just had all the answers. Like every slide, it just got better and better. So I feel like we pretty much got everything. I think, honestly, you guys, I hope that you just take this tonight and follow a freaking program start to finish. That has been the magic for you, right, Bria?
Yeah, honestly, that was the game changer. Me deciding, you know what? I can't feel like this anymore. I'm just going to go all in. I'm going to see what happens and I'm going to share my journey. And honestly, guys, like I said, I didn't hit Success Club for like 7 months. I'm pretty sure Emily was like, where has she gone? She's just disappeared. And then out of nowhere, I was back, and I was back with a vengeance because I decided that no longer was I going to sit on the sidelines. I had people reaching out to me like I had never met before. That had never happened to me. It's people that were watching my stories for a really long time, were following my Instagram, and I had just stayed stagnant for so long. And then I kind of slowly stopped posting because I had nothing to share. I wasn't working out. I wasn't getting any progress. I was actually going in the other direction. I was gaining weight. I was being a hot mess. I was working. I was just like so busy. And it wasn't until I decided to get my own shit together that people started literally within the first 20 days were like, wow, you made a lot of progress. I'm ready to join on with you. People that I had never met before. I had a few people that I had talked to previously reach out and say, hey girl, I'm now ready. But that was about it. So honestly, committing to your health and fitness, focusing on that first. Sometimes I don't get on these team calls. Sometimes I miss them because I'm busy working and I don't get to them until later in the week because I have to prioritize for me what is going to grow my business. If doing things, that really aren't growing your business or taking up your time, then maybe put those on the back burner for now. Like Emily has this awesome success tracker that I use every day. But honestly, guys, the biggest things that I do every single day are the vital behaviors and posting on social media, right? I work out, I drink my Shakeology, I do my personal development, and I post on social media because if nobody sees it, then did you really work out, right? You gotta have the proof.
But you also post really beautifully. And I just want to take a second to hopefully guide you guys to Bria's page because your feed looks fuego. I mean, it looks beautiful. Like it's very cohesive. It looks great. And even your IG stories, which I know is behind the scenes and it's a little bit rougher, it still feels thoughtful to me. Like it still feels like, I don't know, like it has a purpose. Like every single post that you put up has a purpose. And I think whether you're a new coach or somebody who's having to come back, like Bria said, she didn't hit Success Club for 7 months because I always believed in you and always knew you'd be back. But whether you're a brand new coach or doing that, like it's the same thing. Like it is the exact same thing. Like you could start a journey today. And like Bria said, in the first 20 days, like people were coming to her.
I said it never, ever, ever happened. I used to spend hours awkwardly inviting people, being like, oh, I actually look back in my messages and I cringe because I'm like, oh, those were painful. But I don't have to spend the hours doing that now because I genuinely share every single day and I'm overcoming those objections just by showing them that it's working for me. And you know what? You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Maybe people don't like my pink hair. I don't really care because I love it, right? Like people that like me because of who I am and I don't have to be anything different. And I connect with those people and I don't really care if people don't like me. I don't want to work with those people. Like there's been a few people that reached out to me that I'm like, I don't like you. And guess what? You don't have to work with them. That's the whole point, right? Like you have your own business and you attract the people that are just like you. So just don't overthink it, right? Share little pieces of your day that make your health and fitness lifestyle what it is, right?
Amen, sister friend. We got all the questions. Bria, thank you so freaking much. I love you. You know I love you, but you did so good tonight. You had no reason to be nervous because that was probably one of my favorite calls of ever. So everybody get out there, Instagram story your freaking butts off and fitness your butts off and go check out Bria. Bye guys. Thanks, Bria.
Thanks. Bye.